make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Hi everyone, welcome. The pressure to get this to go public on Facebook is there's so much stress between that 13 seconds when the thing starts and I'm here with you. But we're here. And hello if you're watching on Facebook. I'm back from my whirlwind weekend in Florida. I went to the Wolf Media Festival this weekend in Florida and interviewed some great people, had some Q&As with filmmakers, met a bunch of amazing people. So thank you to Jacqueline for inviting us down there. It was a really great weekend of meeting some really fantastic creators. So, outside of this, I co-host the Wolf Media Fest podcast, and I co-host it with Kyle and Jacqueline, who I'd never met in person until Friday. And it was just a really fun weekend of collaboration and connection and sun. I don't want to show you my shoulders, but I can tell you that they are screaming at me right now. This is the lightest jacket, and this thing under here doesn't even have sleeves, and I am in pain. But here we go. It's going to be a good show. Let's see. It's also episode 220 of Make Your Day Richer, if you can believe that or not. Let's see how many in 219 episodes, how many views we've had in the last 219 episodes. $338,671. We love exact numbers, and I think all 338,671 views for this show. If you'd like to support the show, because it takes a lot to get this show up and running, go to buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher and support us that way. It would mean a ton. And then we get to just continue to bring you amazing guests every day, Monday through Friday. We have a huge show today. We actually have two guests today because it's that kind of day, and I wanted to celebrate being back. Ben Burton is here from Griffin Heart. So we have all kinds of great ways that you can help people out in the world. And the premiere of Unleashing Hope on Hulu from Guide Dogs of America is today. So go on Hulu after this show and watch Unleashing Hope. And we had Rainie on for our Rosie show because Rosie produced it, and it premiered today. So we're going to re-air her interview where we talk about Guide Dogs of America and the documentary because it's a big day, and that's as soon as this is over, I'm going to watch it. Okay, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with Ben Burton from Griffin Heart Inc. right after this. Don't go away.
Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co.
Is it my earpieces that are going out, or is it what's happening? Something's happening here in my ears. We'll ask Ben when he gets out here. Okay, here we are. Let's do this, shall we? We shall. Let's make sure Ben's here in the scene. There we go. We're getting ready. Today we have a guest who has been making a real difference in our community for over 2 decades. Ben Burton is the chairman of the Charlotte-based Griffin Heart Inc., a fantastic nonprofit that harnesses the power of geeky fandom to raise crucial funds for vital organizations like Veterans Bridge Home, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, the Alzheimer's Association, and many more. Ben's here to share the incredible impact Griffin Heart has made over the years and how you can support their mission right here in Charlotte. So please welcome Ben Burton. Good morning.
Good morning, Richard. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Doing great. I'm very happy to be here today.
Well, good. I'm glad you're here. I first want to start out with, what is a geeky do-gooder? See, I can't even do it. This is a tongue twister. A geeky do-gooder. What is that?
Do-gooder. It is literally anybody who just wants to do some good in the world, who's maybe a little bit off the beaten path. Maybe they read a lot of comic books, or they're just into Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or anything of that nature, and they see the world and they think, you know what, I could use this to do some good. I can give back a little bit with my powers of nerd, so to speak. Maybe we grew up watching way too many 80s cartoons like Captain Planet or something, Care Bears or things like that, I guess.
Oh my God, I love Care Bears. So apparently I'm a geek as well, and I didn't even realize it. How long have you been a geek?
45 years and counting so far. That's since the first movie I saw in the theater was Return of the Jedi with my mom. And then
How old were you?
Like 3 or 4.
Okay, wow.
3 or 4 years old. Then after that, it was Superman and Marvel Comics and DC and everything after that. I read Lord of the Rings, and I saw the impact it had on my life. I got into gaming, and I realized that I could do some good with it. And I started off just doing gaming tournaments, local comic book stores, at UNC Charlotte, local conventions and stuff like that. And then eventually we decided to found Griffin Heart officially. We were doing it kind of non-officially for years with the gaming tournaments and whatnot like that. But in 2015, we decided to start doing charity raffles at local conventions for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And after that, other conventions started coming up to us and asking, hey, can you do the raffles at our convention soon? We're like, let's find out. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's all going to depend on, whether or not we can get people to donate stuff for us. After that, it just kind of off to the races. It's gotten bigger and bigger every year. We've given tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to some other worthwhile causes. And the cool thing is, because we're kind of a Rotary club, we can choose, different causes for each event and stuff like that. So our November event, when we started doing them, they asked if we would do a veterans charity because it's on Veterans Day weekend. We said, sure. We reached out to a few organizations. We eventually settled on Veterans Bridge Home here in Charlotte. Have a long-running relationship with them. And then it's just going to gaming stores, comic book stores, geeky shops, stuff, anything that looks cool, and asking them if they'll give us donations. We've got in the Charlotte area, 20, maybe 30 stores that donate to us throughout the year. And then we have another event in Asheville, and that's got about 15 or 16 locations and growing that donate to us every year. And just people stopping off at my apartment and dropping off donations and whatnot. I have a friend who knocks on my door.
I worked for a nonprofit for many years, and my car was the storage unit. Where I could only have one person in the passenger seat because the back and the trunk were full of stuff. I had a 1-bedroom apartment that was also a storage unit. So yes, I understand that completely. What you're going through.
I like to think I'm one of the only nonprofits I know of, Griffin Heart, is where people just knock on my door and hand me a sword and walk off.
Yeah.
And there's 7 people on our committee that make the decisions as to what we do. They tell me I'm the chairman. So my job is to go out here, do podcasts, do kind of the networking and the social interaction with people and whatnot. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of rewarding stuff.
I bet. Can you tell a little bit kind of how Griffin Heart actually works? So it sounds like you kind of facilitate something. You're not actually like I was in an arts and health nonprofit, so we would go out and we would work with patients in hospitals and do art. So what exactly does Griffin Heart do?
So Griffin Heart, more and more, it's evolving. At our core, we go to science fiction conventions and gaming conventions, and we hold charity raffles. And then the money from the charity raffles go to whatever the cause is. We have one in the end of May for Time Out Youth here in Charlotte, to help LGBT youth. The money from that raffle is going to go towards Time Out Youth. That's the main thing that we do. We're also starting to do some auctions online and stuff like that because we're getting donations that are too expensive to put into a raffle. Our raffle lots have to stay under $500 for tax reasons. So some of the items we're getting are going to push that limit a little too far, and they're just too nice to put into a lot. We also help local library and school gaming clubs stay stocked with all the D&D books, maps, miniatures, dice, and stuff like that they need. We do a book drive every year. We help a lot of different organizations as we can. And just kind of we raise awareness and kind of hopefully we're inspiring people to go out there and use their geeky powers for good.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. Can you talk, you do, like you said, a lot of you do raffles for other kind of charities. Can you talk a little bit about how that works and why charities should kind of start looking at those as an option?
Yes. So the way the raffles work is we'll go around to our stores, and after this, I'm picking up donations from a local comic book store called Charlotte-based in Charlotte today. So, hey, Troy, I just plugged you. We go and we ask them for donations. We give them a tax receipt. We tell them kind of what we're, would like to get. It's up to them. Most of our donors have been working with us so long now. They see me coming in. They just
yeah.
And then we build the lots. We build themed lots. I think in May, we have like a science fiction lot. We have a sword and sorcery fantasy lot. We have a horror lot. We have a home goods and personal hygiene lot for a lot of these conventions. We like to bring that out. And then we'll build 6 to 8 lots. And then each lot will have about $500 worth of items in it. And when you win the lot, you get the entire everything that's in the lot, plus a box that most of it will fit into. And then we just take the money from the raffle and we just give it to whoever we're doing it for. Veterans Bridge Home likes to call us, money on the ground, because that's how much effort it takes for them to get money from us. All they have to do is cash the checks.
Yeah.
Or the direct deposit or whatever it is. And then at the end of the day, they make money. We get to have a good time doing some good. Our fan base gets to feel as though they participated in something, making them work a little bit better. And some of them are going to win really nice prizes. Ridiculously cool stuff that gets put out. We're the only nonprofit I know of that has an autographed machete budget every year. We go get the horror conventions and we get, guys who play Jason Voorhees autographed machetes every year, and other items and stuff like that. We have, a lot of autographed items. We have a lot of really cool vintage items and stuff like that. It's really neat, some of the things that come through our storage unit.
Is there a size organization that raffles work best for? Because I know, in full disclosure, when we tried it at our nonprofit, we did an online auction, but we didn't use a company, so maybe that was why. But we were also a very small nonprofit. So
we're not a big nonprofit. Nobody in Griffin Heart's making any money off of this. We all have day jobs that pay us money, and then we have Griffin Heart, which costs us money. This is the kind of the joke. I'm lucky if Griffin Heart pays for my gas for the run sometimes. We're just 7 individuals. The raffles, it takes a lot of time to get that built up. When we first started in 2015 at Con Carolinas, I think we did $600 on that raffle, and that was mostly just stuff that we got from a friend's apartment because he was moving away. And he's like, "Here, just loot my house, and everything you think can be worth something." And then after that, you have to build. With raffles, you have to build the momentum. People who are coming to the conventions that we're at now, they're coming there to see us on some level or another. They're coming there with, X amount of money to put into the raffle to try to win stuff. And they are very vocal about what they like to see, in the raffles. They are extremely adamant, extremely cool people in that way. You have to kind of build with it. If a nonprofit are going to try to do a raffle now, and they wanted to kind of get started in it, they may want to contact an organization like us to maybe help them out. Something we do for free. We do this for, there's another nonprofit in Charlotte called Biz Art Video. They're a cinema and theater movie nonprofit. They've got a screening room, and they have the last movie rental facility in Mecklenburg County.
Wow.
And we've helped them do some raffles before, and they've raised a little bit of money off of that. So can bigger organizations do it? Yeah, but they just have to dedicate the time. They have to have somebody go out there and get the stuff and get items that are really cool. We're lucky that we have people at the convention. I mean, we've got a captive audience. Every time you walk past, we're going to ask you if you want raffle tickets. Okay, you're going to hear it constantly. We have people who are there to bark at you. We have people who are there to work the table and to try to upsell you and things like that. We have incentive prizes for that. We have a very, very good operation, completely based on getting your money on your vacation.
That's the goal. Yes.
It's all for a good cause.
Yes.
And we probably give away incentive prizes. We give away thousands of dollars. Like if you donate $20, you get a free set of dice. If you donate $50, maybe you'll get something nicer. $100, maybe you get a badge to this convention next year. It takes a while to build that up, and you kind of need to have that. People need to be expecting a raffle. If they're not expecting it, then maybe they didn't have the money with them or anything like that. So.
That's so true. That's so true. You did say that you have a couple events coming up. Do you want to throw out what you've got coming up that people can look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll, May 30th and 31st, we'll be at Con Carolinas in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Hilton University. This is a really cool science fiction fantasy convention. It's got a lot of authors, got a lot of writing. There's a really, really good paranormal track. They're there all weekend long. It's a lot of fun. We'll be raising money for Time Out Youth there. We'll also be participating with their charity auction, also for Time Out Youth. So we'll be doing with the raffle, and we'll be assisting with their auction. After that, we'll be at Charlotte Beck Libraries for Free RPG Day. That's in June. We'll be there just kind of representing ourselves and running games and stuff like that for them. We'll be at the Carolina Renaissance Festival later on this year. We'll be at in October, we will be at Motown Con, which is an anime convention up in Concord, raising money for a parrot rescue up in Asheville called Phoenix Landing. We started with them last year, and this will be our second year there. And then in November, we will be at Mythicon, which is a gaming convention at the Charlotte Hilton University, raising money for Veterans Bridge Home again. Those will be the big events that we have going for the rest of this year. We've also got a book drop for Promising Pages to go in this year, and we'll probably be helping gaming clubs all throughout the year and whatnot like that. Those will be, I think that's everything we have on the hard schedule for this year, unless something comes up and somebody says, hey, do you want to do something third quarter? And we scramble to try to get everything together for another convention again this year.
And if someone, like you said before, is interested in having you, like other organizations outside of what you just mentioned can reach out to you to say, hey, I need some help?
Yes, we can help them start with their raffles. We can't really do one of our big events for them unless we have another venue. We have another convention that we'll be at. And that typically needs to be in North Carolina, because South Carolina has weird rules for charity raffles and whatnot like that. But we're happy to try to help anybody, really. We get to meet a lot of really cool people who are doing some really good stuff out there, just doing these things. If nothing else, if you're a new nonprofit, we've been at this for some time now. If you just want to call them event.
Yes.
Before
you need that outlet as well. Yeah.
Before the nonprofit chair job, I did have hair at one point. So
it's a fact. It's a fact. What about people who want to support? Like, what are you looking for in terms of support? Money, volunteers, and how can they do that?
Hey, cash is great.
Yeah.
That's the first answer any nonprofit's going to tell you, right? Cash is great. You can donate to us to help us cover our overhead. We do have a storage unit. We do have bills we have to pay. We do get donations in from time to time. Keep that coming. Keep the lights on, so to speak. But everybody that helps. The other cool thing that we use if you give us money is we'll go out and we'll buy that one item that we know is going to kill a lot. For example, in Asheville, we had the Sword and Sorcery lot that raised just that lot by itself did $1,500 on raffle, and the only thing it cost us was an $80 double-bladed battle axe that I bought at the flea market. But people saw the axe, they went crazy, and that lot itself was $1,500 off an $80 purchase from us. Is it spiking the deck a little bit? Yeah. But is it getting the job done? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did the Love the Asheville complain when we gave them that money? No.
Yeah.
We did an event for Beloved Asheville earlier this year to help with Hurricane Helene relief, which is in March. If they want to give us items, if you have cool stuff, you have board games, if you have figurines, if you have toys, if you have medieval like weaponry, stuff like that, clothing, whatnot like that, you can always contact us. Best way to do it is info@griffinheart.org, or just reach out to us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Discord. I think we're on Blue Sky now. My social media coordinator is going to correct me if we're not later when I get off.
You don't want to make them mad. You don't want to make those social media people mad.
She's watching. I'm seeing her give little heart emojis.
Okay, good. Good. Well, if he's doing anything wrong, just put a comment in there and fix it. But you're not. What do you love most about your life right now?
Oh, the thing I like most about my life in terms of everything is just I get to do some good. The world's scary out there. It kind of feels like you can't really do anything about it sometimes. Watching the news is scarier than a horror movie. Sometimes you feel helpless. You feel like you can't do anything about it. Well, I'm going to help give several $1,000s to LGBT kids in Charlotte, who are at risk. Some of them are homeless and stuff like that. I'm going to tell them that, hey, at least somebody's got your back, even if it seems like the world doesn't. And the rest of my community is going to do that too. I get to work with really, really talented people. My VP is a beast. My vice chair, Adam, is the man. When we get to the conventions, he's in charge. We call him the war chief, so to speak. My social media coordinator works extremely hard. My treasurer makes sure I don't spend all the money. My outreach coordinator, she's amazing too. Same with my quartermaster and my secretary, and the dozens and dozens of volunteers who give us a hand with stuff, who are out there finding new locations for us to get donors from. And then people coming back and saying, hey, my day was crappy, but then I saw that you guys were doing something good. Or you just put a really funny meme on your Facebook because you're in between events right now, you're not promoting anything. It's helping us kind of fight back against the darkness a little bit. That's a really cool thing. When people tell you that, it's both really cool and kind of intimidating at the same time. You got to keep it up, but it's a lot of fun. It's super, super cool.
I love that. Well, I can't thank you enough for the work you're doing, for the communities you're building, for the communities you're helping. I just appreciate it so much.
Hi, thank you. No, it sounds like you've done a lot of work for the community as well. I really expect that. I went back and I watched a few of your shows. I love that you're doing this, man, and giving nonprofits such as us a way to speak out, or people who are just doing something positive in the world. We need more of it.
Yeah, come back anytime. Anytime you've got any of those events you want to talk about them, come back.
Oh, that's more or less going to happen now. Thanks for the invitation.
All right. griffinheart.org is the website. This has been Burton, everyone. We'll take a break and be right back with Rainie Williams right after this. Don't go away.
Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co.
All right, so last month, Rainie Williams was on the show to talk about Guide Dogs of America for Rosie's birthday. And they have a documentary that was coming out called Unleashing Hope. It comes out today. It's available on Hulu, and I want to celebrate the work that they're doing. So we're going to re-air Rainie's interview again right now. So Guide Dogs of America, what they do is they provide service dogs for free of charge to a ton of different communities, including children with autism under 12. So take a look at all the work that they're doing with Rainie Williams. Rainie, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you, Richard, for having me. I'm excited.
Well, Rainie was just telling me this is her second podcast interview ever.
Yes, I am new to this, but hopefully, hopefully I answer all the questions that you have, and yeah.
I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be great. Tell everybody about Guide Dogs of America and what you do there.
Sure. So Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines is what we're called now. We breed, raise, and train guide and service dogs for individuals who are blind or visually impaired, veterans with PTSD and or mobility challenges, children with autism, and we also place facility dogs all across the United States and Canada. And all this is at no cost to the recipient. That includes personalized training, postgraduate support, room and board in our dormitories when they're getting partnered with their dog. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, there's a lot. I know that it's more than just like going to the shelter and getting a dog and then it comes home with you. Like there's an entire process that the new owner has to, speaking of dogs, my dog just woke up.
I love it.
They're very excited to have you here, apparently. I don't know what's happening. That the person has to go through it before the dog even goes home with them, right?
That's correct. They have to apply for the service or guide dog, and there are a certain number of requirements involving medical records. They have to be qualified to actually have a certified service dog. And the wait list for our service dogs there's a demand out there. It can be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 years for a wait. And then for our guide dogs, also about a year. They're in demand.
That has to be so heartbreaking when there are people out there that need them and they can't get them as quickly as you'd like them to.
Absolutely. We are a nonprofit. It all costs money and time, and we put our heart and souls into it. And we really want to make sure that we also take a lot of pride in we call it the magic of the match. We want to make sure we match the right dog with the right human. And we want that special connection, because there's nothing like that human canine bond. But we want to make sure that it's going to be a lifelong, partnership. So
when you said that there's a wait list for that year and a half, once your name is called, then how long is that process usually before you're actually placed with a dog?
Yeah, so there's some paperwork, and after all the paperwork is accepted, if you're accepted to the service dog side of our program, then there are 3 weeks of online training, and then 10 days where we actually fly the student to our campus. They stay in dorms just like any other college dormitory. We have 3 meals a day, on-site laundry, and they are paired with their dog, and they really learn how to work as a team with their dog. If you're chosen for the guide dog side of the program, there's actually 3 weeks of in-person training, because there's a lot of specific outings that they'll do depending on where the dog is going to go. Because like I said, we service all across the United States and Canada. So one of our dogs might be going to New York City and need to be in busy public streets all the time. So there's a lot of training involved.
I bet there are a lot of moving parts to this, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. I know. What are like the ages that you work with? Because I think through Rosie that the dogs that go to kids with autism, they have to be under 12, correct?
That's correct. Under 12. And so between the ages of 4 to 12, because we just found that children with autism react. That's when, how should I say, when they're best to be paired with a dog, and a dog can help them the most. Like if they have repetitive behaviors or there's meltdowns in public, our dogs are trained with 25 to 30 different cues that help mitigate certain things that the child might be going through. And that includes if the child is doing repetitive behaviors that could potentially hurt themselves, the dogs are trained to interrupt those behaviors by nudging them. They can also do deep pressure therapy and whatnot. And so I think the child age in between 4 to 12 is really the sweet spot in order for our dogs to be of the utmost service for the child.
Okay. But it isn't like once they turn 13, the dog goes away.
Oh no, it's still a lifelong partnership.
Yeah,
So if the child, for instance, Rosie's child, Clay, receive the dog. I think Rosie is now, Clay is now 12, but Kuma is not going to be
Yeah,
taken
yeah.
away. Still a partnership until, a team partnership until the dog is time to retire.
Is there, where do you find the dogs? Like, how does that part of the combination work? Like, where do the dogs come from to begin with?
So we actually breed selectively and responsibly breed on our campus. These dogs have a specific purpose, and so we want to make sure that we're responsibly breeding dogs who are healthy and are up to do this kind of work. But also not just that, not just health wise too, but also personality wise. We want to make sure that they have the right personality for this type of work too. So we do that all on campus.
That brings me back. I worked in the nonprofit world for a long time, and I know how difficult it is. And anybody working in the nonprofit sector, my hats are off to you, because it's like every day you're really struggling and kind of begging, it feels like, oftentimes, to like do your job. What is the best way that people can support the work?
So any number of ways. You can donate. Obviously, there's monetary donations. There's also donating your time. We always need puppy raisers. So once our puppies become 8 weeks of age, they do go home with what we call volunteer puppy raisers, which are basically foster families that raise the dog from the time they're 8 weeks old until they're 15 to 18 months old, and they're turned in for their formal training. You can go on our website at www.guidedogsofamerica.org, and you can see all the giving opportunities that are there. There are a plethora of ways that you can help us. So it costs us $60,000 in operating costs from the time the dog is a puppy up until we pair them with their recipient. So it's quite a bit of time and money, but we're passionate about the cause. So.
And you're based in California, correct?
We're in Southern California. Our campus is in Sylmar, California, which is about 15 to 20 minutes north of Los Angeles.
Okay. And so for like the foster families, I'm assuming they have to be in that area.
For right now, yes, we are trying to expand that program to where we are able to have more raisers outside of the Southern California area. Reason being because it's, there's a lot. Reason we have people here in Southern California is there's a lot of interaction involved. We are accredited by the IGDF, which stands for International Guide Dog Federation, and ADI, Assistance Dogs International. So throughout the course of the puppies training, there's almost checklists that we have to make sure that the puppies are learning as they're growing. And so even while the puppies are with their puppy raiser, they meet, a couple times a month with we call them their area leaders in their group, because it takes a village. We want to make sure that the puppy raisers are supported with, or almost like the curriculum of what they know the dogs need to learn before they're turned in for their formal training.
We're going to now transition Rainie into talking about Rosie as much as we can, because we love her here.
Sure.
I saw like the graduation. You guys go through a beautiful like graduation. Is that what it's called, right? When the
Yes. Yeah. It's a graduation. In fact, we have one tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. And it's live streamed and you can watch it. And I watched, of course, hers, and the emotion that come out of the people who you are helping. That has to be so overwhelming for you as a person and an organization.
Absolutely. There's never a shortage of Kleenexes. We make sure that there are Kleenexes passed out on every row, but this is what it's all about, which is why we love, and all staff, we're always at the graduations as well, because this is why we're doing what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We want to change. Our mission is to transform lives through these service dog partnerships. And it's just so inspiring to see them walk across the stage. And to see how grateful they are, and know how it's going to change their life. It really is. It's the most inspiring thing that I've seen in a long time. So yeah, I encourage everybody to watch online. We live stream it on our Facebook page.
Okay, good. I know that Rosie was talking about starting to do a documentary on Guide Dogs of America. Has that started yet?
Yes, as I understand, the shooting has been completed.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know exactly the details of the release and everything yet, but it will be, we're hoping sometime this spring or summer.
Okay, good. And then can you just talk about how amazing it was to have her around and the work she's done and how she should come on this show?
Yes, we love Rosie. She has done so much for the organization, and we're also so happy that you know, that we could be of service to her
Yeah.
and Clay. But yeah, she's an amazing person. She definitely supports our organization. She's even played on Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and we were her chosen charity.
Mhm.
So grateful for that. But yeah, she graduated with Kuma last January, actually. So it's
Yeah.
been a little over a year that she's had, that she and her family have had Kuma. And I love seeing posts on her social media pages of Kuma and just how much they're really loving Kuma being a part of the family.
And if I was a better producer, I'd be like, well, Kuma's here, so you do a catch up, but she's not. She's not. But maybe next time when the documentary comes out, come back and maybe we can get Kuma as a guest.
Oh, and she's such a sweet girl. We love
I
Kuma.
love that.
Yeah.
Do you have pets yourself, or is the work that you do is like that's enough pet for me?
Oh no, I do. Dogs are my spirit animal. I
Yeah.
have a Labrador retriever of my own named Scout. She just turned 5 this past
Oh.
December. She's usually with me at work today, but she's not today. I do have a cutout. I don't know if you can see, there's a cutout of her behind me. I don't know if I just, there. Oh, there
Oh
she
yes,
is.
as there should be. Of
Yeah, so she's a model sometimes, and we'll use her for
course.
different cutouts at events and stuff. But yes, I adore dogs. And like I said before, there's nothing like that human canine bond.
Yeah. There's usually I have a Great Pyrenees, and she's usually walking around here somewhere during a filming, and usually sleeping.
Oh, is that what we heard earlier? She was
Yes,
chiming in.
yes, she had things
I
to
love
say.
it.
Yes,
I
yes.
love it.
Rainie, what do you love most about your life right now?
I just love being able to come to just a happy place to work every day. We're
Mm,
all here on campus, you know, Monday through Friday, and we come to our graduations and everything. Life is great. Like I feel like
good.
I am in the place exactly where I'm supposed to be. I've always wanted to work for an organization that involves dogs, but that also helps people and people that need it the
Yeah.
most. And I feel like this is my calling. This is where I'm supposed to be. So that makes me very happy.
Isn't it great when you can get up and be excited to go to work? And it's not like,
Yes. And
yeah,
who doesn't love to be around dogs, you know? If we ever, it
yes,
is, there's a lot of work to do, you know? So if ever I
yes,
am stressed or if I'm like, okay, I just need to take a second. I mean, we have puppies here on campus too that are
yeah.
being
Oh,
in what we call puppy pre-K. So just go out, watch the puppies for a little bit, and it could just brightens your day. And knowing that those puppies are going to go to serve someone who really needs it. And they want, it's not like they want to work. It's just that
right.
beautiful partnership. It can make you smile and remember what it's all about.
Well, I have two more questions, but my one question, because you had talked about retirement, is there an age that the dogs usually work until, or is it really just kind of dog by dog when it feels like it's time?
It's usually dog by dog. You'll typically, because they're members of the family, they'll typically communicate, you know, like, oh, I'm a
Yeah,
little tired. Like maybe if they're on the guide dog side, they might not want to go out for as many outings a day. And then on the service dogs, same, you know, they might just start to show signs of slowing down. And just like with us, we don't want them to have to work their entire lives. They should be able
right.
to enjoy a retirement as well.
Yeah,
So usually for Labradors and golden retrievers and lab golden crosses, which is normally the dogs that have the highest success rate with us. Usually around 10 years old, 9, 10 years old, they start to show like, maybe I don't want to work anymore. And that's totally fine. They should be able to enjoy being a pet after that. But that's not to say that they're working all the time, even with their
right.
family or their person, because our dogs are trained when they have their service vest on, that's work time. And when the service vest comes off or the harness comes off on our guide dog side, then it can be a pet. And
Can
so just
play
like with
and
us, they're
yeah,
not working all the time. Yeah.
right. Oh, I love it. What is the best way that everybody can connect with you and Guide Dogs of America?
Sure. Again, like I said earlier, they can go on to www.guidedogsofamerica.org.
Well, thank you for supporting this show. Thank you for celebrating Rosie's birthday with us. I appreciate you.
Yes,
so much.
happy birthday, Rosie. I'm excited.
Yay. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Richard.
Of course. We'll take a break and be right back after this.
Are you tired of the same old drinks? Let your taste buds travel. Honkaku Spirits delivers authentic Japanese spirits right to your door. From family distilleries in southern Japan, they bring you exquisite small batch shochu, awamori, koji whiskey, and gin. It's more than a drink, it's a journey to Japan in every sip. Discover your new favorite spirit at honkaku.com and enjoy free US shipping on any order. Thanks for sponsoring the show, Honkaku Spirits.
Oh, that's our show, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Now's a good time to just share the show so we can get to 339,000 by tomorrow. So just click that share button and be like, what an amazing show. You need to watch this. All right. Come back tomorrow for radio show host Richard Gearhart, who will be here all new tomorrow, Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday tomorrow live. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.